Good afternoon. I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times. On Friday, July the 8th, the news begins today in Dallas, Texas, where last night, during a peaceful protest march in opposition to police shootings around the country, a sniper opened fire aiming specifically at white police officers. Before the shooting ended, he'd killed 5 officers, wounded at least 7 more. One person was taken out of commission, killed by a bomb-equipped robot that killed a person in a sniper's perch in a parking garage. Things are still unclear about whether others participated in the shooting. This is going to ripple nationwide. It already has in Little Rock. The Black Lives Matter group, an ad hoc grassroots group that has been outspoken before about police use of force, has organized a meeting in Little Rock today, perhaps another one tomorrow. The police chief of Little Rock, Kenton Buckner, is talking about this and talking about events in Dallas. We can all hope for peaceful protest and rational view of some difficult issues facing the country and policing and divisions in the community. But as events in Dallas showed last night, you can just never be too sure. The one person who was killed for shooting at police officers, and was killed after a 45-minute gun battle, was said to be a reclusive person, no criminal record, a former Army reservist. So there's a lot more yet to be known about the roots of that tragedy. Elsewhere in Arkansas today, attorneys for death row inmates in Arkansas filed a last gasp request for a rehearing from the Arkansas Supreme Court. Their challenge of a state law that makes secret the chemicals used in execution and raises other questions about the execution process. As I've written on the Arkansas blog today, the Supreme Court, by a bare 4-3 majority, has upended the Arkansas Constitution in a way that could have long-ranging and very damaging consequences for the state of Arkansas. It has set a provision that says quite clearly that all expenditures of public money should be made public and published. It said that the legislature could override that and then publish as it chose in this case, execution drugs. That means, of course, that they could choose to never publish it. It seems to turn the Constitution on its head. It's ripe for abuse in thousands of ways by the legislature, which has shown it will take a loophole and run with it when given a chance. We're hoping maybe that Chief Justice Howard Brill might reconsider his vote on the side of deferring to legislative authority on this. Asa Hutchinson went on National Public Radio yesterday to talk about why he was backing Donald Trump. Didn't like his style much, disagrees with him on a lot of things, said, yeah, sure enough, he fought hard against his election in the primary, but he says he's on the team and he'll keep blocking for the quarterback, who's now Donald Trump. Not a very convincing performance, particularly on a day when a lot of Republicans in Congress, people with more principles than Asa Hutchinson apparently, said they simply couldn't back Donald Trump, just too unsafe. Asa says anybody's better than Hillary Clinton. That's perhaps a fair point of view, but that doesn't mean the answer has to be Donald Trump, does it? There are alternatives. FBI agents went to the Central Arkansas Planning and Development District offices in Lone Oak yesterday. They got 3 years worth of records on how that agency has passed out gift money, General Improvement Fund money. This is a surplus that the legislatures divvy up to local projects in what a lawsuit claims is an unconstitutional fashion. There's a broader issue at work here, and it's been rumored for many months, and that is a belief in the Public Corruption Task Force that some legislators have been receiving kickbacks for money they directed to local use. This doesn't mean that the agency itself that had the records has done wrong, but an FBI agent told that agency yesterday it's interested in where this money winds up, and they don't mean, for example, in a fireworks show in Benton, but perhaps in the pocket of a legislator who did a favor for somebody. More to come on that, nothing firm yet. Stacey Hertz continues to wield an axe at the Department of Heritage. Huge shakeup in that department since the political patronage job was filled by Asa Hutchinson with the Little Rock flower shop owner. Yesterday, the firing was Kate Harrington, longtime director of the Delta Cultural Center in Helena. Nobody's been willing to talk about that so far, but we have confirmed the firing. Next week, the Legislative Council is going to take up something that delayed the week of the Orlando massacre of LGBT people in a gay club, and that is a conscience clause that allows counselors in Arkansas who express a sincere religious objection to refer counselors to somebody else if they don't feel they can provide service. The director of the counseling board claims this has nothing to do with LGBT issues, claims that this is no effort to provide an out for religious people from not serving gay people, but the effect of it, critics say, will be to just that. It'll underscore what appears to be a constitutionally questionable religion protection law in Arkansas that gives people in a wide range of ways to legally discriminate against gay people. In this case, it's more the agenda, letting counselors say, no, my religion just doesn't hold gay people and I won't serve you. the counseling board says it's not fair to put it that way, that they're really looking after patients. I think you can judge the outcome for yourself on that. The ACLU will fight this rule. Also today, the Secretary of State is expected to receive petitions with signatures calling for votes on medical marijuana legalization, 3 casinos in Arkansas, and so-called tort reform. That is a way to make it so unrewarding to sue nursing homes for damaging patients that nobody will sue them anymore. These things are expected to have enough signatures to make the ballot, but it'll be several weeks before those signatures can be validated. So for now, it'll just be the procedure of turning in the petitions. Nothing funny today. It's all pretty bad, beginning in Dallas, and that's the worst, but the rest of it's not too good. Maybe next week will be better. I'm Max Brantley.